when it comes to college, right, there was significantly more men enrolled in college than there were women. So feminists used to fight for that. Now there's more women in college than men.
Right.
So where are the feminists now saying, yo, if y'all about equal rights, where are the feminists now like, yo,
because they feel like, you know what, for once, they feel like for once it's about women. Like,
yeah, but that's
you know,
not what
like,
feminism is supposed to be about, though. Like, it's supposed to be about equality, right?
It's about women right now. Like,
What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Give me the HBO special as a Help a Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. In this particular video, I was in the comment section of this video, and before I get into what happened in the comment section, let's get into the video first.
It's gonna be, is the gender gap justified? The gender pay gap.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, what gap you talking about?
I'm gonna let that marinate.
Yeah.
Who trying to jump?
All right, so this is why I brought up this question. All right?
Okay, yeah.
Because in America, I mean, men are supposed to be the breadwinners, and these days men are supposed to pay bills, and even in the dating phase, pay for everything and pay this, pay that, pay that. So if men are expected to do this, shouldn't they be making more money?
Hell to the no.
like
What?
single moms.
See, that narrative of men having to pay everything, like that has been, that's some toxic masculinity. Y'all got to get your life together because
That's not on.
Yeah, this is what,
This is what women are telling men every single
you guys
day.
think that's
Like,
important.
no, women think that's important.
We don't think that's
So
important.
there's some of us. I guess because I'm speaking for myself
You can
and
speak for yourself,
and
go
my
ahead.
And the
my
five
circle, women.
other people, like, you know what I mean?
Not talking
Like-
about anybody. I'm talking about like in my how I see this in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like the men in my life don't think that way. You know, like even my friends, we don't value that. Like, congratulations if you can pay everything. I'm happy for you. Are you happy? Because you seem kind of miserable, or there's something going on because you keep trying to get to a level in your life that makes you feel happy, but you keep going, and then you tend to turn your back on other things that are important. So when you do that, it's like, I'm happy for you if you're happy. But realistically, for us women, it's like, for me, it's like, yo, kudos, good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something that's important. Like, it's gotten to a point where, like, we, like, treasure material things, like BS. Like, what I care for, honestly, for me is, like, if you are coming up to me and you got the vibe, you can listen to me, we are just in sync, just chilling, and you don't have to, listen, we could live on a goddamn rock, chilling, and just have the bare minimum and be okay, but you guys think because of the media that you have to be massive. That's up to y'all. To me, it's like, I don't really care.
I actually agree with a lot of what she's saying at the moment. I do believe that materialism can eventually be destructive to human beings. I do believe that there is a law of diminishing returns when it comes to working really hard. Of course, as a man, you should work hard and should strive to be the best version of yourself, but a best version of yourself is generally balanced. You do have to have some kind of balance when it comes to work and life, and there is that law of diminishing returns where if you work super hard, you can work your way into divorce, you can work your way into depression, you can work your way into being overly stressed. So I do agree with that point. Men work hard for two reasons. The first reason is because when we turn 18, the world doesn't care about us. They will literally sit there and watch you starve and die on the side of the road. And when you look at the statistics of the homeless people, the people that are actually starving, you'll find that most of them are men. The world does not care about you largely as a man unless you're productive. That's the first reason we work hard. And the second reason we work hard is because women like men that are hardworking, successful, high status men. That's what they like. And so to get more mating options, men have to work hard. We have to earn our value. Women don't have to earn their value because they have a womb. So the world already sees them as valuable. While men, like I just said, well, they'll watch you starving down the side of the road if you don't earn your value. So that's why men work hard. It's not because of some patriarchy that we've internalized. No, women will tell you straight up, I don't want a man unless he makes this much money. That money ain't going to come from nowhere. You're going to have to work hard as a man to get there. And that's why men are more competitive and tend to work harder.
I do understand that it does happen. I do see it. I definitely do see it. But realistically, it's just not important.
I usually smell cap, but I don't.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
you're
no,
not
that's-
the
that's
majority,
cap.
man. That's all I'm.
That's sad that you haven't come across with that. But to me, that's toxic. Like men, like mental health for men is so bad because you guys are always trying to do better and better, and you're never satisfied. So therefore, you just corrupt your own mind.
I don't know.
Yeah, you keep putting the ownership on men.
I feel like
well, we were
women
talking
are
about men.
Yeah, but this
I feel like
conversation
the women
derives-
the
yeah.
women are
I'm
not
talking about
satisfied.
Yeah.
Depends on
Because
some women.
we try, men are always
You
trying to
feel like
please
you're
your
largely
lady.
trying to satisfy
that
women and
women are
they're
not
not
satisfied
satisfied.
with
But,
their
Because if
situation.
you,
but it depends on what type of women you're going after, though. Like, we don't all feel that way.
I'm not gonna hold you. This is the one I do disagree.
Exactly.
Yeah, women complain about everything.
Not all women.
I think a good
Some of
person-
us just, some of us, I'm speaking for myself,
Yeah.
just ask for your time.
we could give you roses and then
don't care.
we make a
God.
mistake and forget 1 week and it's just like all hell. You get what I'm saying?
Roses, they don't want to. They want a Birkin bag. Like,
I'm just saying in general. Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna
care.
front. We got good taste in women because every woman that we bring on this show, like,
Man, like,
like,
sir,
I'm
I'm
sorry,
sorry,
you
I
have
can't relate.
experience.
I can't
we must have good
relate.
taste. Yeah.
either that or
Oh my
just the
God.
politically correct stance. Like, you know what I mean? I got several videos I could pull up. I ain't sending the author.
Yeah.
That's
There's
crazy.
women who value money when it comes to men. They look at men. I know women that tell you the M for men is for money. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's the
Oh my
majority. The
God.
large
Like, this is,
majority.
and it's just not like I understand it's probably you and 5 other women that probably think like you, cool. But I know
I get my own.
I could put
I get my
20
own.
women
How
on
much in your circle? How much in your circle?
Yeah, like,
Honestly, it's not a lot. You're right.
Exactly.
It's probably just
Like,
like 6 of us, and that's enough.
Okay.
Right.
But I'll tell you, but when it gets to a point that
shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Man.
now, but real quick, the gender. Go back to this gender. What is it? The wage gap. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like there should be a wage gap. I feel like people, it's America. People should be able to make the same opportunity. Now it's about what you do with that money. You get what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. Is like if we're making the same.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I believe that. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I get what people are saying. If people are saying like, yo, if men are expected to carry the financial burden and men and women are making the same amount of money, why is there more financial burden on the man? I get what you.
But do y'all feel like that was the reason for the wage gap in the beginning though? Because in the beginning, men were carrying most of the
So
financial.
you're saying they had an excuse to point out the fact that men should be paying all the bills.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But now, like, we like, what the fuck?
you guys didn't care to change that type of narratives because honestly, okay.
we didn't need to. Y'all wanted to change it for yourselves. That's what feminism was about.
Wait,
Wow.
of course. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on.
Feminism is about equal
Hold on,
opportunity, equal
You
pay,
is-
and y'all don't want to go 50-50.
And we
You
still
say-
don't get the equal pay, so therefore the fight ain't over, Poppy.
Now, when she said that, I paused the video and I had to leave a comment down in the comment section. And me and whoever operates the channel had a little back and forth. Now, again, this is a friendly back and forth. By the way, this is a great channel. I watch them all the time. And I think you guys should actually go and give them a subscribe. Tell them I sent you if you guys do go and watch the channel and subscribe and leave a comment there. This was the conversation. The wage gap isn't real. Men get paid more because we work longer hours, we work more dangerous jobs, we're more likely to move states for a raise, and we're more likely to ask for a raise. And he said, nah, bro, there are jobs to this day where men get paid more than their female counterparts. And as a reply to that, I said this. If that was true, companies would only hire women. Companies are designed to make money. If a company could save 20% annually by hiring women, they would do it in a heartbeat. And then he replied by saying this. Theoretically, but there would be a risk of lawsuit for discrimination based on gender, which would defeat the purpose of the profit, no? And then I replied by saying this. It's damn near impossible to win a lawsuit based on discriminatory hiring. In fact, to combat this, companies send generic rejection letters. And that's absolutely true, by the way. And then he posed the question. So you think it would be hard to win a lawsuit against a company that has all male employees with a substantial amount of female applicants? And then I wanted to just put this into perspective so that people could grasp this whole situation. To put this into perspective, Apple is worth $2 trillion. And when you look at $2 trillion, guys, it looks absolutely ridiculous. And I think that that's why I typed it out so you can grasp just how much money that is. 20% would be an additional $400 billion. And again, I put out the number so you could see just how ridiculous that number of money looks, even as you type it out. Even if you did win against a company that has 50 of the best lawyers in the world on payroll with your $400 an hour lawyer, the hit they would take would be like throwing a pebble at a bullet train. They would happily take the hit. Men work on average 42 hours a week, while women work on average 38 hours a week. Men travel further for pay and are more likely to negotiate for a raise. And as a response to that, he sent in an article. And then I'm going to take y'all into the article for a little bit just to prove the final point. And this is the most important part, so don't leave yet. In this article, it listed the top careers with the biggest wage gap. And let's just take pilots because it was the number one. It was the first one with the largest wage gap. And that wage gap, it says, is 26.6% difference. Now, when they do these studies, and I need people to understand this, when they do these studies, they just take all of the pilots and they say male pilots, female pilots. Even if you look at this unbiasedly and you go off your own experiences, when you get off of the plane and it's the pilot's last flight, so you clap for him because he's retiring, they're generally men. And that's probably because women get into these high-paying careers and they're more likely to drop out and sacrifice their careers for family. So they'll go out and they'll want to be doctors, lawyers, pilots, and they're just generally speaking more likely to drop out of those careers to start a family. Not taking into the account the experience that man may have. He might have 20 plus years more experience. If you've been doing something for 20 plus more years, you've probably negotiated your salary a little better. You probably have a little bit more experience, so you're going to be paid more versus a woman that might be just coming into it. She's in her first 3 years, and it's going to be a little bit harder for her to negotiate a higher salary or even get a high salary in general because she just hasn't put in the time. So to go even further, I looked up male versus female pilots, and this is what it says. The study found that females employed by major airlines had significantly higher accident rates than male counterparts overall. However, female pilots on average are less experienced and much younger than males. And this is why it's important to always look into the data, because it's very lazy to just say that people hate women or the patriarchy is the reason why women aren't making as much money. Like I said before, men are more likely to ask for a higher salary. Men are more likely to move for a raise. Men are more likely to work dangerous jobs. Men work on average longer hours. These are all things that go into this quote-unquote gender pay gap that women like to use as a standing point in this feminist mindset, and it's just not real.
For the wage gap in the beginning, though, because in the beginning, men were carrying most of the finances.
So you're saying they had an excuse to point out the fact that men should be paying all the bills.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now, we what the fuck?
You guys didn't care to change that type of narratives because honestly, okay.
We didn't need to. Y'all wanted to change it for yourselves. That's what feminism was about.
Wait,
Wow.
Of course. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on.
Feminism is about equal opportunity, equal pay. And y'all don't want to go 50-50.
And we still don't get the equal pay, so therefore the fight ain't over, Poppy. So you can't
y'all getting there. Y'all
you
getting
can't
there.
present that.
But listen. I got a counter argument.
Okay.
But there's some occupations where women get paid more than men. Like OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying? Bartending, stripping, those women
it's
get paid.
Wait. Everybody has an audience.
Go back to OnlyFans. What do you mean?
There's still a wage.
They getting bread.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You think the women are making more than the men on OnlyFans? You don't think? But it's not something set that's
What are you talking about? Of course,
automatically women make more on
yeah, but
OnlyFans
I'm saying
than men.
there's areas where there is a wage gap, but that's okay. When it benefits women, then it's like, all right. When the double standard benefits women, then it's okay.
No,
but when
then
it doesn't, then it's like, all right, well, we need to change it.
No, that's not okay then.
You're making me hot because
No, it's true, but it's not just with wages. I mean,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. If we talking about wage gaps, like there's certain jobs where women make more money than men. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And nobody's saying like, yo, why is that unfair? Like, you get what I'm saying? So.
you're making me hot. You're making me hot. You're making me caliente. You're making me uncomfortable.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Diablo, muchacho.
Yeah, because the wage gap conversation, it should just be based on performance, forget gender. So the fact that that's even a conversation.
It is based on
let's say if you make
performance. That's the
t-shirts,
funny
right?
thing.
Your audience is for people who want to wear that t-shirt, right? You're not about to start making purses, right? That's not your audience. So if a job is catered to women, let's say.
I mean, Steve Madden makes women's shoes and he ain't no woman like.
Yeah, but let's just say that's still his audience. If that's who he's targeting, he's going to make sure that brand is for that type of audience. So it's not about being specific. It's like, it's literally what your brand is. When you develop a brand, if that's what let's say if OnlyFans, like you use, if that is designed and if a woman creates her brand and she's able to reach, that's a hot market. So a woman knows that she could benefit there. The same way that you might know you might benefit somewhere else because you know where you're good at.
Yeah, but
so forget the age gap. It's about
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying this is where some people might have the argument.
I get it.
I'm just saying, like, why isn't there a fight?
So based on her argument, those female pilots should be paid less. If it's based on performance, and the data and statistics we just looked up shows that female pilots have a higher chance of having accidents, then if it's based on performance, female pilots should get paid less, right? According to her analogy. And I completely agree. You should get paid based on your performance. So by her own words, as we speak, she's by herself deconstructing the wage gap in her own words. So it's very interesting.
Women being like, you know what? We're making, even bartenders, we're making way more money than men. Let's make it equal. They don't say that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because that money benefits them. Like, that market benefits them. Right. So where's the equality at? That's what people are trying to get at. Where's the equality if we're talking about wage gap? Like, why y'all not speaking up, saying, like, I'll give you another example, right? we talk about feminism. Feminism used to fight for like when it comes to college, right? There was significantly more men enrolled in college than there were women. So feminists used to fight for that. Why isn't there equal representation? Now there's more women in college than men.
Right.
So where are the feminists now saying, yo, if y'all about equal rights, where are the feminists now like, yo,
because they feel like, you know what, for once, they feel like for once it's about women. Like,
yeah, but that's not what feminism is supposed to be about, though. Like, it's supposed to be about equality, right?
It's about women right now. I'm trying to represent women right now.
Okay, let's say you're doing.
Exactly. There you go. It's about women now. And that's what you do eventually. When you start talking about the hypocrisies of feminism being about equality, eventually you'll come to that conclusion that it is about women. It's about superiority. It is no longer about equality. Maybe when women wanted the right to vote, it was about equality. Even then, it's arguable because they got the right to vote without having to register for the draft, right? When men have the right to vote, I have to then put my life on the line to go fight in World War III in order to vote. Women don't have that. But I digress because I actually do support that stage of feminism. The stage of equality was a good stage of feminism. But generally speaking, when you have these conversations with women who are quote unquote feminists or believe in this agenda, they only care about the situations where women are not on top. Right? So they'll look up and they'll say there's not enough female CEOs, but you're not complaining about there not being enough female coal miners. Women only care about the situations when the women are the ones that are losing. When the women are winning, they don't care about anything. They go, oh, this is just what we deserve. They always look at the CEOs, the few men, the small, very minority percent of men that are CEOs, but they don't look at the majority of men that are coal miners. They don't look at the majority of men that do labor in factories. All of those jobs are also majority men, but you don't see those women talking about those jobs now, do you? When women are losing, it's because of the patriarchy, but when women are winning, it's because they're just inherently better.
Doing the example of college, right? Like, let's say you're going back to that now there's more women, right, statistically. Everybody has the same opportunity, though. If more women are taking it, they are just taking the opportunity. So it's not about there's less men. Less men are enrolling. You have to do the effort to enroll, but women are doing everything they need to. They're persevering.
Because it's not like they're...
Exactly. You should get the jobs that you look for. Only 4% of pilot applicants are women. Only 4% of pilot applicants are women, and 96% of pilot applicants are men. So of course there are going to be more men hired in a position that men seek out. The truth of the matter is men are more interested in things and women are more interested in people. If you look at the applicants for jobs when it comes to teachers, I'm sure you're going to see way more women applying for that job than you're going to see men. So when you look at teachers, you're going to see a higher representation of women than you will see men. That's how the game works. When it comes down to equal opportunity, the truth of the matter is women don't like STEM fields. Women don't go into STEM courses. Women go to college and they go into humanities, not STEM. So when you look at the mathematicians and you see more men, it's because there are more men that are trying to do those jobs. There are more men that are trying to make that a career. So of course there are going to be more men in those positions. In this, she kind of deconstructs her own idea of the gender wage gap. She says that if you are applying for those jobs, you deserve those jobs, and more men are applying for those jobs. So obviously there's going to be a higher representation of men. And when it comes down to just them earning more, it's going to come down to, like she said, experience. It's going to come down to, are you asking for a raise? It's going to come down to, are you willing to move if we have this position opening? And men are just willing to do all of those things. Also that, plus we work longer hours. Again, guys, this is a great channel. Daily Wrap-Up Crew. There'll be a link in the description to this channel. Go give them a like. Go subscribe to them. Let them know I sent you. Till next time.
My boo, I'm just here for the rendezvous. And I came the whole damn groove, cause I've been feeling like you want me to. You say stop saying I'm so I can't help myself when I poke up.